I saw a stat the other day. 1 in 50 girls aged 18 to 35 are on OnlyFans in America.
Wow.
What do you think to that?
I don't, that's a surprising stat, but I don't actually find the appeal of OnlyFans that surprising for young women, because I think if you think about their childhood and the way they grew up, so women my age were on Instagram at maybe 10, 11, and started posting pictures of themselves, and then realized very quickly that if you post more suggestive pictures, you get more attention. Suddenly we're in direct competition with all the girls in their school, girls in other schools, influencers, to attract attention of their crushes or whatever. So they become more and more suggestive, the pictures. And that gets good feedback from everyone. And that's happening during puberty again, as their worldview is forming. So they're learning that by sexualizing themselves, that's how they get seen. That's how they get attention. And if they want a relationship, they know that the guy they like is inundated with sexual content all the time that they now have to, compete with. And I feel like we did that to young girls. We put them in that arena where that is what gets rewarded, some for over a decade. And now we're like, why are they on OnlyFans? Why do they not see themselves as worth more? Why do they not see sex as more sacred? And it's they've been commodifying themselves since childhood. So why not just make actual money off it?
Is it not empowering?
No. No, not at all. I think that's a complete lie. I actually think what happened is, in order for the celebrities and the influencers to take part in some of this, they had to come up with a lie, go along with a lie, which is to say, I'm doing this because I'm empowered, or because, I think it was Bella Thorne, the Disney girl. She said, I'm posting my own nudes to take control of my image because I've been sexualized or whatever, and then made $1 million off of OnlyFans in a day or something. So I feel like they have the incentives of making money, and they want to do it, but they know they have a young female audience. And so they have to spin it. And so then it becomes empowering and feminist and self-expression or whatever.
I want us to steel man this, because there's going to be people that are in the comments saying that it is empowering. Why is it not empowering? They've been suppressed for decades. They've been controlled by men. They've had to cover up their bodies. Now they can finally take agency, strip off, and post whatever they want and earn money doing it.
And be controlled by men. Their audience will be strange men who are not just going to be you have your boundaries, I'm not going to cross them. They're going to, like an algorithm, push them to the extreme, which is oh, hold on, I paid this amount of money and you've only shown this, and also anyone who's on OnlyFans is competing with other people on OnlyFans for income and attention, which means you're going to have to do what algorithms make you do, which is to become more extreme, which is to become even more suggestive and outrageous. It's the two, Lily Phillips and Bonnie Blue. It's they're now in an arms race to who can do the most shocking stunt. And I think that's what is probably happening with a lot of ordinary girls and young women on there. They might go into it thinking this is totally in my control, but you can kind of get audience captured on OnlyFans.
It's a race to the bottom.
Yeah.
Literally. Let's deal with that madness even more.
Okay.
These girls might enjoy it. They might get turned on by having these guys requesting things. Sex work is work. People don't enjoy stacking shelves in Morrison's, but they still do it. How is this any different for them?
Well, I think the thing is, it's we know that sex is different from something other than just working or other hobbies you could have. We know that monetizing something that intimate is different. And I think because we're not as religious anymore, we've kind of lost the way of explaining this. We've kind of lost the language to say that it's different, but we all instinctively know it's different. If you meet a young woman and she lists off, in my spare time, I sell my work or I commodify my writing or this or whatever, you just nod along and you're interested. But if she says, I also, am a cam girl, it's not stigma. It's a deep instinct, which is like, hold on, you're worth more than this, and you think that that's something you can sell. It's the same as if you were selling a baby, or these parents who make their children influencers. Like, you can say, oh, the child enjoys it, they're having fun or whatever, and it's like, no, that there are just things that transcend the human condition that we all feel to be wrong. And I think you can see it at the end of that Lily Phillips video, where she's emotional and she does not have the language, because I feel like she's been deprived of the words to say what's just happened to her, what she's feeling. So she's just like getting upset. And then later on, she says something like, I was just worried about the men having a good time. But it's really hard to believe, because she looks utterly like heartbroken at the end of it. And I think anyone who's human can feel that that's a human thing that we can't even really explain, but we know that she's kind of, I don't know, like treated something that's far more sacred in a way that deeply offends us.
Do you think Lily Phillips and Bonnie Blue, they're symptoms of all of the problems that we're experiencing, or are they causes of them?
I think both. I think they're like 25, and it's like, again, can we really blame them after the world they've grown up in? I mean, these young women have probably never heard anyone say ever, you're worth more than this. They've probably never, again, it goes back to the beginning, like their female friends have probably said, you look great, you're doing great. I think their parents are supportive, or at least Lily Phillips's mum is like her manager or something.
Yeah, she has her parents on her payroll.
Yeah, so no one's objecting in her life, and she's not growing up in a culture where we have any kind of real shame around these things. We hold all of that back and just try and be non-judgmental. So where is she going to have got this wisdom from? So yeah, I feel really sorry for them, and I think, but then it becomes, a cycle. Then other young girls see that. They see, OnlyFans influencers posting everything they've earned, these like luxury lifestyles, and the cycle just goes on and on. So it takes, some brave people to say, actually, I judge this situation and I don't think this is good for you. And to step in and actually say something.
You've got this commodification of sex going on. You've got more girls getting onto OnlyFans and way more boys watching.
Mm-hmm.
But amongst all of this, 30% of teenagers surveyed by the CDC in 2021 said they had ever had sex, down from 54% 2 decades prior.
Yeah.
So you've got all of this unfolding,
mm-hmm.
but people are having less sex, less intimate connection than ever. What's going on with that?
Yeah, I think that